it's over in Detroit, a team that has been, my God, I don't even know. I mean, this franchise has literally just fell on its face, got back up, did it again, and just repeated the process for at least another 2 or 3 more years. This franchise, ever since even trading for Blake, they just haven't been stable. They haven't been good. They've been shafted by the lottery once again. And they finally have a new president of basketball operations. And I think they got a right man for the job, and that is former now Pelicans General Manager Trajan Langdon. He was interviewed by, I believe he was interviewed by us to be a head coach. So
Us.
Okay.
the Nets.
Okay, because I thought you meant
Yeah.
us.
No,
No,
we
no,
obviously did not. I would love to interview him at some point. That'd be
That'd
cool.
be cool, yeah.
Yeah.
But he was a name that we all kind of talked about. No, he was talked about as a potential replacement for Sean Marks, because we don't, or just a president of basketball operations, because we don't have that. But yeah, I think he played in the league. I know he was really good in Europe, in the Euro League. And obviously now he's kind of guided the Pelicans into this state where they're at now, where I think they really need someone else to kind of elevate them to a title contender level. Because you have the pieces there. You may have to move some stars around. But obviously now in Detroit, I mean, this is, I think, the perfect job for someone like him to really kind of make a statement and really kind of cement himself as one of the all-time great higher-ups in the NBA. Just initial thoughts on sort of what you think he can bring to Detroit.
I mean, the core is there for Detroit. Cade, Ivy, Duran, Soar Thompson. They need another guy in there to help balance that youngness, I guess the correct word is. They need some vets.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple, and then we'll go from there. I think they're still deciding on Monty. If he gets fired or not, they might eat up his contract. If they do fire him, we'll see what Langdon does with that. I think probably the first thing he's got to do is if he wants Monty in, if he wants him out, and then go from there.
Right.
And then assess the team. But they're going in the right direction. They just need to win games and get quality guys in there that are going to help their team succeed. They have the rookies. They have a tremendous amount of young guys that can turn into great players for them. I think it's all about finding the right guys, veteran-wise, that work with those guys and just developing them into their star players. You know, they have 2 guys in the backcourt who are elite at what they do in Cade and Ivy. You have a center in Duran that's showed big strides this year. He's injury prone, but he stayed on the court this year. And then Asor is one of the Thompson brothers. They're both athletic as hell. They both can blossom into great wing guys, wing players, role players as well if they don't want to start them.
Right.
But they'll be there a long time. They just got to get some guys in there that's going to balance out the, I guess, young athletic guys with the old guys that know the game a lot more than they do.
Right.
I think if they get the right coaching, that'll balance that out. If it is Monty or not Monty, then you go from there.
Yeah.
But they need to start winning. They can't keep losing.
Yeah, and they were trying to win this past season. That's what makes it even worse. Just adds insult to injury. And that's just kind of been the aura of Detroit. It's just been all negative. And I think now this really puts pressure on Troy Weaver, their general manager, to start getting aggressive with some moves and kind of get this team into the playoffs, because the East is so open outside of Boston that any team can, if Boston gets bounced, you can easily make a finals run. So
Yeah.
it's definitely interesting. Detroit's a little behind the 8 ball. This was the year they should have made the play-in at the very least.
Yeah.
Or at least just missed by a game, but winning 14 games of basketball, winning the same amount of games that the Celtics lost, is not a good look. So there's definitely a lot to be seen. Do you see any hope for Detroit going forward with this guy in charge?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start off with who they're drafting. Who are they projected to pick?
The latest mock draft I saw was Matas Buzelis, which means you're resting that on a G League Ignite player.
Okay.
Big,
So
big body.
what do you think about the fit though? Because they do need a big body.
They
do
do
need
need
a
a big
bunch
body.
of guards, right?
I think Antoine's right. They need vets. They need someone, because obviously they have $70 million cap space to spend through trades.
I think-
or if they sign Tobias Harris outright or something like that, they
right.
definitely have the flexibility to make moves.
Right.
I think it's really just a matter of just all being on the right page and kind of getting the lineups right, because there's no more distractions now. There's no more Killian Hayes eating up minutes and everything like that. I expect if Osser's healthy or if Asar's healthy for next season, I expect Monty to start him. Should be started. I don't know why he was DNPing him in a lot of games.
Yep.
You'll see a lot more impact from some of the bench guys. I think Fontecchio's due for a good year.
I love him.
I think
he's so great.
I think you're also going to get more minutes from Marcus Sasser next year, who I think
Sasser's
could really
a
improve.
big rookie.
So it's interesting times in Detroit. Honestly, they've been so bad. I think it's an improvement, even winning 20 games next season.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say I expect them to make the play-in next year.
Ooh.
Oh, I think they should. I think if Donovan Clingan falls to them, that is the perfect rim protector for them.
Okay.
Duran, you probably move on from.
I don't know if you could probably play them together. I don't know because the double big this year was so bad, but at the same time you were rolling it out with either Bagley or Isaiah Stewart. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think Duran's not the greatest shooter, so I think if you can get a good shooting big, but I think they definitely need some vets. I think that's more important right now than because Cade's going to blossom if you put NBA players around him.
Yes.
Right now, he just really hasn't had much of that outside of Jaden Ivey.
Yeah.
So I think with Detroit, they should try and make the play in next season. They have to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as bad as the East is, I just don't see many teams that are going to get worse. I just can't.
No.
There's just I expect Charlotte to be better than them next season.
Oh, yeah. We hope.
They have the better coach. I do think they have the better GM.
Yeah.
So
It's going to be tight again, though.
it's going to be tight, man. It's
a
going to
lot of young teams, but they got to get better.
Yeah, as long as they can avoid any ridiculous losing streaks, as long as they don't flirt with bad history, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you have early record seed predictions for them?
No, I think we got to do that after free agency and the draft.
Well, we can do that too, but any early sort of. I know you said play in.
I say 10. They just make it in.
I think the 10 seed's viable
fine.
for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I think if you get a healthy Cade for the entire season, it's very doable.
Yeah. I agree
But
with that.
or we could be wrong and they could win 12 games next season.
Oh,
So
everybody needs to be gone at that point.
everyone needs to go at that point.
Even
That's- Even Cade.
Even Cade, yes.
How much longer until Cade asks out? I mean,
Right.
you can't blame
No.
him. He does.
End of the rookie deal.
Because I think
Right.
they're picking up his fourth year option. Obviously, he's not going to decline it.
Right.
So we'll see. Because he was drafted in 21, right? So I think I'm assuming they'll either just have him opt in or they'll sign him to the DRE next offseason.
Yeah.
Or this offseason they actually can because
They
he was in
could.
the same draft class as Cam Thomas and Daron
Yeah.
Sharp. I know we have to pay them before next season. So
Yeah.
very interesting. But
All right.
we hope the Pistons bounce back because it's just tough to watch. And I
Yeah.
think I really feel bad because Cade deserves TV time, but Cade's got no help.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see if they
And-
draft.
yeah.
We'll see what they do about Monty, and we'll see what they do from here.